Hi all. Today we are discussing the beautiful essay written by Francis Bacon, that is Of Marriage and Single Life. Of Marriage and Single Life is published in 1962. Here Bacon is discussing and highlights the differences between the married life and the singles life and the various advantages or disadvantages of the same. So the burden of a married life are to Bacon: a married man has a family to raise and take care of. He is totally committed to providing security to them. But such commitment leaves him unable to take up any enterprise, whether good or bad, noble or wicked. That is what he says. There, as far as a married man is concerned, he loses his freedom to go after what his heart longs for. So first of all, he talks about the liberty of an unmarried life. He begins the essay by referring about the freedom that an unmarried or a single life people can enjoy or can have. Bacon feels that the unmarried men are unrestricted and free to make bold moves that can produce important changes in the culture and in the society. According to him, human history is a testament to the fact that the greatest achievements in the different spheres of science or art or literature, etc., have been made by men and women who were single and uninhabited by the constraints of marriage. And then he refers to the wealthy singles, the single lives who are immensely rich or filthy rich. He says they can be generous with their money since they don't have to raise a family, and they can sought after the churches. Unlike married men who are responsible to provide for their family members, these bachelors are less restricted by such worries of life. However, he also strikes the fact that married men who have children have an incentive to think about the future and prosperity. They take matters of such importance with gravity and much seriousness. So this empowers them with the commitment to make efforts for improvement. This also drives them to explore the future consequences of action or inaction in the present. That obviously will keep them back for interacting or indulging with the social affairs. So these thoughts about the consequences lead them to a need to make a better tomorrow for their children and the family. So in the same vein, Bacon points at various single people who are lethargic and unmotivated and wasteful with their time and energy also. They abuse their bachelorhood and often lack sensitivity to various problems of the present and dangers in future. Such bachelors are also there. So he says they exhibit a level of carelessness to the opportunities that they have, and they have no regrets about their self intelligence or inaction or wastefulness and shameless discharged. Then he refers about a few who are married but consider their wives and children as a burden in their own freedom and selfish desires. Okay, so he is attacking both with the same hammer, both married and unmarried. So there are some wealthy people who willingly decide to not produce or have kids in fear of being losing their riches to their heirs. To them, a procreation will lead to more number of claimants to their wealth and prosperity. They think it is nothing but a waste of expense. So they refuse to see the need and benefits of a family and leaving a legacy beyond their material possessions. They are influenced by the fears of losing their wealth in the upkeep of a large family. So their greed clouds their better judgment, and they are swayed by such notions of not having any legacy or any heirs. Then he is referring about the unreliability of the bachelors. He is talking about the bachelors or the people who are leading single life and how far they are reliable to the society or to the other people. He points out that people who stay single because they believe that marriage may leads to more fetters, restrictions, responsibilities, duties and obligations. So they have strange convictions. These category of people will have strange convictions that a single life can protect them from ever having such burdens of obligations and duties or stressful life, just like married people. They are consumed by a self-created illusion of a blissful and fulfilling single life that doesn't suffer from the bondage and passion of material responsibilities and commitments. They want to be away from all these responsibilities and so-called obligations of family. Therefore, these unmarried men are always a flight risk, prone to just run away and desertion. They are often good employers. They can be good employers. They can be better friends. Moreover, since they have ample time at their custody for their friends and for their employers, their ambitions, their desires, jobs, etc. are their only considerations because they don't have to support a family. However, it is their volatile existence that without any roots to ground them. And then he talks about a discipline in humanity. He just describes the need for a man for justice, like judges and magistrates, to expose the qualities of honesty, reasoning and fairness. And then Bacon's point is about the good husband and good wife. Of course, he's talking about the married people. So he says men with ethics and morals are good husbands. They are not tempted by any pleasures of infidelity or remain honest and loyal to their wives and marriage, the institution of marriage. So here gives an example of Ulysses who valued his wife more than an immortal life. Then he talks about the apt time for marriage. So when he talks about the apt time for marriage, Bacon points out the different roles a wife plays in a man's life. As we know, when he is young, he's very passionate, and so his wife becomes his lover or mistress, he says. She can satisfy him with all the sensuous pleasures. And in the middle age, her role is a companion. She becomes more close to him, and she stands with him for his good and bad experiences in life. Okay, it can be either triumph or disasters. And he says later in the old age, when he become weak and tired, she becomes a nurse for him. So that is the different roles played by a woman in a man's life in the institution of marriage. And he concludes the essay by referring about the failed husbands. He feels that we often see some the most tyrannical and the most cruelest men with the noblest and more generous wives. So these women endure great hardships and are happy with even the smallest gestures of affection from their men. I mean, their mean husbands. They are devoted and committed to securing their marriage, even if they suffer, and they are ready to go for any sacrifices. They are ready to suffer any pains. So, but it is the husbands who do not value such a great and loving wives who are the biggest loss of all. So their inability to value the affection and care of their wives makes their a failure, both both as husbands and as human beings. So to conclude, Bacon advises such husbands to mend their event ways and be regard to their doting wives. With this, we conclude the essay. Thank you.